Hi guys, welcome to my channel Squad Vibes. I'm back again, year 2021. I'm back again and I am quite excited about being back. So we're saying hello to year 2021 and it's a year like no other. That will definitely make sense in the videos to come, me breaking down what my creator has placed for me to share, right? But today I'm basing it according to the first thing that he wanted me to share in the messages that he's been guiding me in, actually downloads of his messages to his people. So this is me actually sharing those messages with you guys, starting with this one today. And yeah, so yeah, it's good to be back. Those who are new to my channel, I work for God's kingdom, meaning that I speak directly from him. I'm not part of any religious belief. And another thing is I speak directly to leaders who lead followers. Okay. And so we're saying Happy New Year in terms of the kingdom because I work with the kingdom calendar, meaning it's and the 1st of February was actually that's when our new year started, the 1st of February. So that's why I'm like, hey to 2021, because for us 2021 just started on the 1st of February. So I'm back to share what our creator wants me to share with you guys in terms of his words, and I'm just asking him to use me as a vessel for this video. He specifically directed me to actually do the prayer at the end of the video, but I'm just calling upon him and to work through me through the spiritual gift that he's given upon. Amen. So yeah, I'm back. I'm quite excited. So one of the things that he placed in my heart was that this video is going to be like a confirmation for a lot of people. Maybe we've been waiting for some sort of a confirmation, so it's confirmation time. It's confirmation time. So whatever that he's placed in your heart. So the video that I have for you guys, my leaders, right there, because I'm speaking to the leaders who have followers, right? So I don't know, this thing is just distracting me, so I'm just gonna pop it back. My leaders, I need you to do this. Let me decide. Listen. This is a season to open this thing. This is a season to listen. Hey, you need to listen. Okay, so that must be like very key, because that's just that's so kind of so it's a season to listen. And yeah, so this word that I message, rather more than a word, because this is a message from our creator. He says we are currently in a season of online self-reflection. We are currently on a season of online self-reflection. Maybe you've been going through that as well, maybe feeling a certain way in terms of just your online presence or whatever is happening online. So yeah, maybe you just need to hear this. Okay, so what does that mean? Just have those who are new to my channel, I do write notice just to sense check myself, so I will be looking at my notice. We are on first thing first, our creator wants us to acknowledge that he is aware. Maybe there are people who are like, am I supposed to be online, or stressing about the church situation? Guys, we are an online generation, so we just need to get that, we need to let that sink in. We are an online generation, meaning that you've been called to teach and lead on an online platform. Okay, God is aware with that, and that's the direction He's pushing you, so accept that as well. Okay, also that we need to just be aware that yes, we're an online generation, but there's also a spiritual war happening in the online platforms, so that we need to be aware of. While using the tool, you need to just be aware of that. And another thing is our creator wants you to know that having a relationship with him is key in this season because he leads you. So having a relationship with our Creator is key to be led the right way. Okay, so he led me in book of Proverbs, right? It says many are called. That's not the book of Proverbs, first of all. And then second of all, I'm like, why? Maybe it's because it starts with many, because that one says many are called but few are chosen. So yeah, there's a message for someone with regard to that, because nothing happens by coincidence or chance, that's God working there. So many are called but few are chosen. Be aware of that. So maybe in the social platform, someone my crazy take over, someone was feeling that way, that what's going on, maybe because that's the energy I'm feeling with the many are called. So know that yes, many are called but few are chosen. So you don't have to be in battle with people that you're feeling that they're not doing the right thing, okay? Because they're not chosen for whatever. Yeah, but back to what the initial message was many are the plans of men. What? Many are the plans in our hearts, but I direct your steps, right? So our Creator is basically saying that's linked to our Creator leading us. That you may have a lot of plans, that planning this, planning that, planning this, planning that, but when it comes to breaking it down to what really is your purpose, you will be directed by God, since the author. Remember, that's the person who has the pen. So you'll be directed. So many are the plans, but I'm the one. So we're in the season of self-reflection online, specifically online self-reflection, and also just understanding that whatever you have going on, it's our Creator that will definitely lead you to the right direction. Okay, so in order for you to just understand, I always base things on my personal experience, because it just makes sense. It just keeps it real, so I'll make myself as an example, right? So work-wise, meaning that when I professional before my spiritual awakening, professional wise, I was working as a digital strategist and a social media specialist, right? That was my job. Corporate vibes, working 9 to 5, that's that vibe, right? And then on the side hustle, I had Zulu Girl Fashion, which is like a fashion business that I had, that I was doing on the side. 9 to 5, I'm working full-time as a digital strategist, right? So when I was called in terms of having my awakening as a spiritual leader, the first thing that my Creator said to me is that the season of you being in a 9 to 5 is over, right? So I was like, okay, so does that mean? And it was like, yeah, which wasn't like stressful for me at that time, because I had my side hustle. And it wasn't stressful because I wasn't happy in the 9 to 5 anyway. I was just working to work to get income, I have kids and stuff. So I was just like, okay. So I resigned from my job, right? And then now I am 9 to 5. Sorry, I don't have 9 to 5, but I have side hustle, and I'm embarking in my spiritual journey, because it was still like, finding my gifts and whatnot. Still like in the, which there's never like a final destination, because you're always evolving and changing and growing and learning and become even a better version of like what is really inside you, what you made of, right? But at that time I was still like finding my feet, like literally. So now I'm connecting more with our Creator, finding out what I need to do. And then he says to me, you need to let go of your side hustle. You can't do the side hustle and be a spiritual leader, I need you to give me your whole, like, undivided, like your attention can't be divided into different things. You need to give your attention solely and focused on me and what I have planned for you, because I am the one that directs you. Remember what he says in Proverbs. So I was like, so with the 9 to 5 corporate situation, it wasn't like a touchy subject, because I was just like, okay, whatever. Like there, yes, things are gonna change obviously because of that income, but I wasn't okay so wise anyway in terms of just the draining and just work busy, 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 busy. Like, so that was like, okay, now I can take a step back, but I still want my side hustle. And then the fashion I had to give up. I feel like I was giving it, I at that time though, not now, because now obviously I'm spiritually mature enough to understand what God was doing. But at that time I was like, but this is because my fashion business was more of like a movement, of just being like very proud to be African culture rooted, just pushing that for the culture, like for the next generation, like, yeah, we African, we royalty. So it was very connected to just who I am, being so proud to be, African, and embracing our culture, the beauty of it, the clothing, the accessories, just and my creator was like, I acknowledge that, I'm aware of that, however, the season, that's the thing. When it's a season to let go, it is a season to let go. It means you need to just let it go, because God has something else in store. So yes, I had my own, this is what, but he was like, no, it's the season, so it means I need to let it go. So I did it. I did let go of my side hustle. Then he told me that I need to focus more on my spiritual work, and I did that. Started Squad D Vibes, and I focused on, gave my energy to just that, right? So what I am trying to explain is that maybe you are going through that situation, because it's definitely for someone, in terms of you dabbling in a lot of things, like, and you are not aware that that season is gone, and whatever you're trying to just like really push, it's not bringing like fruition, or like what you want to rip off it, what you're trying to manifest, whether it's a business, whether it is a job that you're into. Our creator is saying to you right now, you need to let go of that. It's the season of that is over. You need to let go. Even when it comes to the online space, he did tell me, like, the season of you being on Instagram is over. I had to like delete the platform. This, because he was understanding with individuals, he was speaking according to me and my calling. My season of being in the platform was over. I had to delete the application and solely focus on doing there's a lot of other things I do, but focus on being a spiritual leader, because as I'm a spiritual leader, so it means I'm a healer, and that also means I'm a prayer warrior, and that also means I'm a teacher, that's what I'm doing right now. That's what I use my YouTube channel to do, to actually teach, right? So, and to share his messages. So you need to just be aware. That's why our creator is saying it's critical for you to understand that I'm the one directing your steps. So don't hold on to things that are out of season, that it's time for you to let go, especially in this age that we're in, which is a digital age, which has a lot of things that are popping there and there. People are doing this, people are doing this, and you think that you're in the season to be in that direction, while God is saying, no, my child, that season is over. You need to let go of that so you can focus on me and hear me. That's why I said, leaders, we need to listen, because once we get to a habit of listening, we'll be able to lead people the right way. Okay, so yeah, what else did I write? Sure. So the self-reflection is our digital footprint, digital presence, whichever word. As I did say, I have a background in digital, so an understanding of digital was like, from the well, I'd say both, from the user experience, meaning that the like people who actually use the platform, download the apps and engage and all of that, and from the people that actually are on the other side. So I was on the other side, and I was also a user, so I understand it very well. So now I can see the full picture of my creator saying let go, because I was using you even then for my kingdom, because I wanted you to have that knowledge and that understanding of what this thing called digital is and social media is, so you can be able to share with your brothers and sisters, to just assist them, because we water each other, right? So we help each other. So everybody has a gift in this tree of life. Everybody has a gift, and we're all just watering each other to become better, to grow for God's kingdom, because that is the objective, right? So the reflection pointers that I'm going to be touching on are online behavior, online usage, online purpose. So what is God saying about this, leaders, when it comes to our online digital footprint, or presence, whichever you prefer? So the first thing that our creator, we need to just understand, the first thing that we need to understand or put in our heads rather, is that it is a tool. It's a tool. It's an extension of whatever you want to share of self, right? It's a tool. So that is key. So it led me to Jeremiah 11 verse 6. Let's get it. Jeremiah 11 verse 6. I'm going to read it and then break it down according to the times, right? Because that's what we do. That's why you need to be directed, so God can break down what He is revealing to you. Critical. Okay, so I'm starting at 6, as I said. We're in Jeremiah 11. Then the Lord said to me, proclaim all these words in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem, saying, hear the words of this covenant, right? And do them. For earnestly exhorted your ancestors in the day I brought them up out of the land of Egypt. Obey my voice. Yet they did not obey or incline their ears. It's a season to listen, guys. But everyone followed the dictators of the evil hearts. Therefore, I will bring upon them all the words of this covenant, which I commanded them to, but which they have not done. 9. And the Lord said to me, a conspiracy has been found amongst the men of Judah and amongst the inhabitants of Jerusalem. They have turned back to the iniquities of their ancestors, who refused to hear my words, and they have gone after other gods to serve them. The house of Israel and the house of Judah has broken my covenant, which I made with their forefathers, which is ancestors, right? Okay, so that is the word from our Creator, which is Him, which is true. All right, so we need to just understand, as I said, it's a tool. What our Creator is teaching us there is that in every generation there is a covenant. In anything, as you do say, as I did state in the beginning, we're in a online generation. Is aware of that we are an online generation, but in that onlineness of self, as people that are working for our Creator, we need to understand that we are under a covenant, right? So going in, it's a tool that you go in, but you go in under a covenant. And a covenant means you need to obey by listening to what our Creator has to say, that this is me covering you, and these are the ways, like your behavior, because a covenant is something that is set, and that this is how you need to obey a covenant first of all, because once you step out of it, you're not under that protection, right? So we need to understand that. That's what our Creator is saying in this verse, which is Jeremiah 11, starting at number 6. Okay, so it's basically just explaining that people get confused with the times and the world that we're in, and whatever the world has produced. We still need to remain under our Creator's covenant. So what is our Creator's covenant when it comes to the online space and our usage and how we engage and utilize it? So I will be touching on 3 things, as I did say. It is behavior, usage, and purpose. And another thing, when it comes to Jeremiah, that he said, remember, okay, I did say you under a kingdom, specifically covenant, right? So God is strongly and seriously urging us not to be controlled by social media. He's when I say sincerely and strongly, that's what that verse is saying. He's really urging us. That's why he's saying obey, to not be controlled by social media, because he understands. That's why he says there's a conspiracy, right? Because there's a bigger agenda here, but we are there using it to be able to help his people. But at the end of the day, the role of it, meaning the design of it, why it was designed, was to be harmful. So you need to just be aware of that. It's not a fear point, it's just the world that we live in, but we are still in it to work, right? Meaning that the covenant is what protects or covers you, right? So what is this covenant? It's energy, right? It's the energy, because everything is energy. I'm telling you now, everything is energy. So the energy is what protects you, because you must understand that these platforms are free, right? What do you think is the cost? It's free. Your energy, your data, you are data. So that is the exchange. It's energy exchange. You give me data, I give you this platform to utilize it, right? So the covenant of our Creator is energy, and the energy is love, and it's good. That is our Creator. There's nothing else but that. So energy has 2 points. It's either it's positive or it's negative, meaning the type of content that you are producing in these online spaces that you are using, right? So leader, that's the type of understanding you need to be in terms of the covenant that you're under. Positivity or negativity, right? So let's break this down even more when it comes to the kingdom covenant in the online space. So our Creator says, in terms of your behavior, right? So your behavior, you need to produce content that is positive, right? So your work is positive, meaning that it shouldn't be hard, because that is what you do, right? Usage, you need to fast. Fasting is a must. That's why he's saying, listen, this is the season. This is the season of fasting. That's another thing that you need to understand. This is a season of fasting, because fasting goes with self-reflection, meaning that you're taking a step back and you're just reflecting on the things that you need to eliminate. So this is the season of fasting. So your usage, your content goes with fasting as well. All right, and then the purpose is you teaching and you guiding, and you are a leader. That's the purpose of why you pick up the phone, to create that content that is positive, but you also are able to take a step back and fast when you don't need to. So that means you're not addicted here. Okay, so the outcome of that is that you are 3 steps ahead. You need to be 3 steps ahead when it comes to this covenant, meaning that you know that it's a tool. You know that it's a tool that you are using, right? So the behavior, another behavior is propaganda. Propaganda is what? Propaganda is fake news, it's lying, it is creating content that is untrue. Why I go like this? Because people will say things and they're saying it will manifest. God says, you are stepping out of my covenant. My covenant is good and it is love. So what is love? Love is kind, love is patient. There's no way where love is fake, love is propaganda. No. No. Good? No. So let's not create content that is not true. Let's not say things and saying that it will manifest. I'm doing a seminar, I'm doing a conference. Um, I just wrote a book. When you haven't even wrote it, will manifest. You need to be doing something and you need to be directed. So we need to be careful about the energy we're speaking energy here, we're speaking spiritually. So you need to know that you're an agent. So you need to understand that when we are speaking, we're talking energy. Your energy that you produce, it stems from somewhere. So God knows if it's stemming from a place on untruthness, meaning that you are not being honest, and already you are feeding that energy out there, right? So let's not spread propaganda, meaning that don't spread fake content that you know is untrue. Once that is already been placed on your heart by our Creator to do, and you do that, and then you say, and then you send it out, that then you know that it's something that you've been directed. That's when you can start sending it out and saying to people. So let's just be careful not to be diluted, be everywhere. Just be in one place, which is our Creator, because there you'll be able to be guided and directed in the right way. What else does God say? Numbers. It's the numbers game. You must understand that the online space is a numbers game. So once, in terms of behavior, it's propaganda and fake, and then the usage, it's numbers, meaning that now you get caught up in the likes and the following, the subscription. You get caught up, and then if you're getting caught up in that, guess what? Analytics is everything to you, because you need it to assure you. So our Creator is saying, I'm the one that gives you assurance that you are doing a good job. I'm the one that gives you assurance that says you are doing a great job. It's not that are we aware that the tool comes with those functions, which is likes, comments, and subscription? Yes, but are we now waiting for that to assure our purpose? No, because your purpose is who you are. That's what you're supposed to do, regardless of what people whether they accept it or not, because we're energy. Once you've spoken it. Okay, so we need to just be aware of who we are, so we understand like what God is doing in us. Data, behavior. Data, you are a user, right? You are data, right? You are data. So you need to understand that. So that's why the data that you're producing needs to be positive, right? And uplifting, meaning that your usage is the scroll. You're being measured. So now, are you that person who's saying, no, this is what I do, I'm motivated, I'm a leader, blah, 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 but you are one of those people who are, you even change your face. Like, no, you scroll type of person, you always check, like the post, how many likes has it received? Yes, you're refreshing, engagement. No, you will not do that. That's not the covenant. That is not the covenant that you are under. Don't step out. You must understand who you're playing with here. This is a machine. It's called algorithm. Okay? It's a machine. It's called algorithm, right? Data is you as a user, meaning that you feed algorithm with the content. That's why our Creator saying be 3 steps ahead, meaning that whatever you're feeding algorithm better be for my kingdom. It better be positive. It better be the word that I've placed on you. It mustn't be for show, for propaganda, for fake news, for you getting clout. No, that's not what you're doing. You are not doing that. You are not busy refreshing. That's the assurance is not analytic. The assurance is our Creator. Okay, so algorithm is a machine, right? You need to be 3 steps ahead of a machine. You are working with a machine here, that's why it says in the book of Jeremiah, those are other gods that have been created in the online space. So algorithm is a machine that you are working with here. So you need to be 3 steps ahead, making sure that the content that you are feeding this machine is for the betterment of God's people, right? Because it's even called, because you must understand how this works. It's called AI, like artificial intelligence. What is artificial? I actually wrote this down. Like artificial intelligence, meaning that it is imitating you. It's not real. You, the data, which is food for algorithm, right? And then AI imitates whatever you give it. It's imitating you, it's studying you, your data, wants to know what you're about, what's going on. That's why you need to be 3 steps ahead, meaning that understand this is a tool and it's a machine. So your purpose is to use the tool, not for you to be hooked on the tool. Okay, so that is critical for us to understand. The outcome of that is emotional intelligence, because emotional intelligence and spiritual maturity need to merge. This is where emotional intelligence and spiritual maturity need to merge. Okay, that's the outcome. All right, because you are under a covenant, and the covenant says love and good. That is our creator, right? So behavior, you need to be aware that in this machine is monitoring you, this machine is tracking you, right? Are we fearful people? No, we don't fear that, because we are 3 steps ahead. We know that this machine is tracking us and it is monitoring us. That's why when it monitors, it's positivity. You are energy. Give it what God wants to speak about, which is changing the energy. This is more than just a platform, guys. This is more than just you obsessing about likes. It has nothing to do with that. That's the part that people get mixed. It is the energy that you're producing, the frequency, because we are connected. We are connected. So once you have an higher, that's why spiritual maturity is more important than anything. But the merge of spiritual maturity and actually emotional intelligence, now you are on the track. You on track. You know what you're doing. That machine will never outsmart you because you're already ahead. You're 3 steps ahead. It's like a chess game, I'm telling you. So being tracked and monitored is something that we're aware of in terms of our behavior, usage. You know that once it says smart, it means I'm being tracked. Smartphone, smart fridge, smart car, smart watch. Once it says smart, I am being tracked. But that shouldn't be a fear factor. It should be you understanding the type of energy that you're feeding this machine, right? Already spoke about that. So data, and the purpose is for data collection. They need to be able to collect data in order to understand what to sell to you, because you are you are a user. So a user, you need to give products to. I definitely understand what I just said, because I used to do this job as a digital strategist. That's what I used to do, to be able to check what you're doing so we can be able to sell to you. That's at the end of the day, to make sure that those pop-up messages of you now clicking on something and then you're buying something that you didn't even plan to do, but the message is glory be to God because he's merciful. But that's the work I had to do at that time, and it wasn't from a place of maliciousness or anything like that. I was doing my job. But now, knowing what I know how it affects a lot of people in terms of how the manipulation of the platform is. So that data collection is the purpose, and when it comes to the outcome, it's manipulation. The buying power, the online ads, that's manipulation, because some people buy without even being aware that it's being placed in their subconscious, and then you end up doing something that you did not plan because of this constant pop up. So the aim is money. So we need to be careful, especially people that are on your YouTube or whatever, like especially YouTube, when you are busy engaging in having these ads and associating yourself with the spirit of manipulation. God says, now you're stepping out of my covenant because you want money. You're stepping out of my covenant because you want money. You are stepping out of my covenant. My covenant is love and it's good. It's not manipulation. Right? So you just doing the video should be sufficient, because I provide for you. I'm the one that directs your steps. Okay? So we need to just be careful when it comes to this the ads. Not even be careful. Know that you're stepping out. Listen, know that you're stepping out of the covenant once you engage with the machine, because that's the machine. Okay? All right. And then behavior, self-centeredness. The application is designed to get you in a self-centered type of place where you are, me. We're living in a self-centered generation. People are very self-centered. It's designed that way. So you need to be aware that this tool is for this, but I'm not there for that, right? Usage. So don't get addicted now to people. Oh, thank you so much. You helped me so much. Oh, you're the best. Oh, I love what you're wearing. God will test you. God will test you. So don't give. God will test you. Because now what will happen is the purpose of that. Once you're not getting those comments, you're not getting that like the numbers are changing, the comments are changing, and you like start stressing now. The machine has got you. You should not be affected by anything when it comes to a tool on the online platform. Your aim is to use it for God's kingdom. Once it's out, it's out. You leave it. It has nothing to do with you that you have 2 minutes, you have to be checking on it and having a freak out show. Because now you're forgetting that whose glory is this for? It's for our creators, not for you. Okay? Self-reflection is everything in this season. Reflection, let me just put it this way, reflection of self is everything, right? Reflection of self is everything when it comes to our behavior. Usage, mind power. You need to understand that you are the one that has the power, because it's artificial, meaning it's mimicking you. It's not the real, it's trying to be you. So if you are the one that is in charge, whatever you are feeding it will be for your interest, meaning that it's positivity, it's for God's kingdom, it's to change people, restore people, transform people's hearts. That's what it's a machine. But you need to be the one that outsmarts it, right? Purpose. Social media is your responsibility. You are responsible for social media, not social media being responsible for you. Algorithm will teach you a thing or two if you give it the power. I'm telling you now. You must understand this is a machine, meaning that it doesn't have feelings. It doesn't care about you. It doesn't have emotions. It doesn't care about you. You're a user. That's why even when you are downloading Instagram or Facebook, whichever platform that you download, it will say user ID and then it has a number. That's what you are to the machine. You're not. It doesn't recognize you by your name. It's not personal here. It's doing its job, and the thing is, the boss of the person of the machine, it does not work for God's kingdom. It's money, greed. That's that type of energy. So we're trying to transform this to work for what we want to, what God's agenda is in terms of our spiritual calling, which is online. So that needs to be out there as well. Behavior. So self-reflection, what does reflection of self require us to have in mind? DMs. Don't be entertaining energies. Remember what I said, it's a spiritual war, but it is online now. So DMs, don't be entertaining. I'm telling you now. Walk with wisdom. Mind power. Analytic is not your friend. Don't be led by analytics in terms of what content you make. Don't be led by analytics. Be led by our creator, okay? In terms of your social responsibility, you need to understand that it is a spiritual war that is online. So haters are a guarantee. It comes with positivity. If you push the positivity, negativity will definitely come knocking. But now, do we debate with fools? That's a question you need to ask yourself. You do not debate your fools. You know why? Because empty vessels make the loudest noise. So now, why are you engaging with empty vessels? They are empty, right? Meaning that it's your job to actually help people that are like that, but it's not your job to actually now entertain their hate because you're feeling like you need to baby them. No, the fact that you already put the content out there, you've done your job. God will do the rest in terms of transforming them to actually come back to the same video or the same content that they were talking nonsense in, to actually say, you've helped me. So why? Leave it. There's no need to entertain foolish men. Leave them to God. Okay? Competition when it comes to reflection of self. When it comes to the design of the online space, competition is everything. I used to do competitor analysis. I'll do it like on my sleep. That's how I knew it, because the work that I was in required that. When you go to a client, the first thing they'll say, tell me about my competitor. So it's designed that way. You have to be competitive, that okay, this one is working on this one, and algorithm will actually they'll suggest, have you followed this one? The minute, so you need to understand that this tool also works. It works. So you need to be ahead. Okay. Usage of that. Mind power of that is, you are called to water each other. Always know that. When it comes to the stars, there's so many stars, but they all shine together at the same time. It's my time to shine. No, that's the mentality of competition. It's not my time to shine. God has placed something in every single person. Every single person. It's just that he works with seasons. That's the thing that we need to acknowledge. He works with seasons, and we're all different, called for different things. But you competing, you not understanding that you are meant to water each other, not to be like pulling each other down, or like, I don't want this one. No, don't. Because you're out of the covenant. You already, because love, kindness, like you already know these things. So you out. Okay? And then our social responsibility, it's money, gifts, donations. You're responsible for that. Like, you need to be able to walk by faith, not by sight, and ask God to send the right people to donate for monetary and whatever. Don't be associating yourself with energies that are low. I'm telling you now, because you're stepping out of the covenant. Okay. Self-reflection requires us to add peace in our lives. Like, can we just add peace in our life? Like, it requires us to add peace in our life to grow, right? Your mind should be understanding that you can't be holding on to things that you've outgrown. Let go. Which goes back to what our creator was saying, that when the season is to let go, you need to just let go and not feel a certain way about it. It just means it was time to let it go. Okay? You outgrow things, you outgrow people, you outgrow things, and it's okay, because it's leading you to something better. And the social responsibility for that is, you need to let go of what is not aligned for your purpose. Critical. So this means that it could be family, it could be friends, it could be a job, it could be a business, it could be a relationship. I went through this. I let go. When God said let go of a business, I let go of the business. Just like I was telling you guys, I did let go of some family members that I outgrew, friends I outgrew. I let go of my corporate job because it wasn't serving my purpose, wasn't aligned with where God was taking me, right? So once my creator has spoken, it's time to go. You move. You don't like debate. Yes, you have moments. I had moments where I'm just like, are you sure? And he was like, yes. And then it's time. I let go of relationship. I was married. I let go of my, so that was just like, it's time to just, like, this is not working. That was the type of situation there. It's not working. So I'm quite happy being single, being on my own, until God brings the person that is in his presence. I'm not going to be playing here. Don't have time. So we need to just understand our online behavior, usage, and purpose, which means you're playing chess, making moves. You need to know how to maneuver the situation online. You need to know how to maneuver. I'm telling you now, be 3 steps ahead. Chess, if you understand chess, well, if you're 3 steps ahead, you are winning that. Because by the time the person makes a second move, you already thinking 2 times, like, oh, they still have to make a third one. By the time the third one, I'm on 3 again. So it is important that you understand that, okay? So you can be under our Creator's covenant and not dabble in a lot of things. And the covenant is love, and it is good. Opposites of good, we know what it is. Opposites of love, we know what it is. Okay, so opposite of whatever God is what He doesn't want. But at the same time, you are stepping in a territory of a machine, meaning that it is designed for opposites. So you need to just be good. All right. So yeah, that's the word for me for today. I'm gonna wrap it up with a prayer, and yeah. Our Father in heaven, I come before your throne, humbling myself, thanking you for today, my Father. Thank you for using me as a vessel to express what you would like your children to know in terms of their online presence, or how they behave rather in the online space, being that we are an online generation. You have called us, my Father, to be prophets, to be priests, and to be teachers in the online space, to share your word and to lead your children to the kingdom. We give you glory, we give you all the praise and the utmost adoration, because we are nothing without you. As you do say in your word that yes, we might have plans, but you are the one that directs us to where we need to be. So we just need to let you lead us and submit to your will, my Father, wholeheartedly and totally. So we thank you for everything that you have done in our lives, my Father, and we know that you are going to do even more, my Father. It's just a matter of us understanding that walking by faith, not by sight, is critical in these times, my Father. Thank you for everything, my Father. I give you all the glory and we give you all the adoration. I pray over every single person that is listening to this video, which you have led to be able to hear this, because I am a leader of leaders who have followers, my Father, as you do state to me. To you, I give all the glory and the utmost adoration, and I worship you. In your name, I pray. Amen. So that was me praying over you and praying over the online present, and just revelation of whatever you need to hear in terms of your journey specifically for our Creator. But this is definitely a word for someone, and the way I work is vibration and frequency. So once I speak it, it is. So love and light. Stay blessed.